Welcome, everybody. It's James Leichter from Aptora. Thanks for being here, even for those of you that have to be here. So for those of you out on the YouTube world, we make these videos as part of our weekly training. Every week we train our coworkers at RA Tax and Accounting, the world's best contractor accounting firm, probably the best in the world. But anyway, everybody from RA Tax and Accounting and Aptora shows up that wants to, and some have to show up. So welcome to all of you. We videotape these and make them available for our clients so they can hopefully benefit from them too. They're not Hollywood productions. If I make a mistake, we don't fix it. We just point it out and move on with the video. Please let us know your comments, any questions you have. Be sure to like the video and be sure to subscribe. If you subscribe, then you get notifications every time a video like this comes out. What I wanted to talk about today was tracking marketing and asset expenses while entering bills and writing checks. Let me clear off some of this and start with a blank screen. The first thing I want to show you, I want to make sure you know exists, is the marketing type list. You can think of these as your marketing campaigns. These are all the things that you are doing to market, to advertise your company. For example, you might have a billboard. Let's just open that. Here's your billboard. You give it a quick description rather. If you have a special phone number, put that in there and get that set up. And that's not what this video is about. We have videos to do that, but that's where you set up your marketing. The next thing I want to make sure you're aware of is your asset manager. This is where you enter your company's assets, vehicles, cell phones, telephones, forklifts, you name it. Anything of value, anything important, put it in here because that's important. And let's say that you enter your vehicle. Let's open a vehicle and have a look. Pop-up notes, that's an option. Here's our vehicle. Won't get into how this works because we have videos for that. I just want to call your attention to the additional info tab and make sure that the box that says include in bills and checks is checked. That allows us to tag expenses to this service vehicle. Now, remember, you have chart of accounts, and you probably have vehicle maintenance in your chart of accounts. But you probably don't have vehicle maintenance for truck number 1, and you shouldn't. If you have to do that, that's a problem with your software. You shouldn't have such a busy chart of accounts that you would need to add all of these assets to your chart of accounts as children under vehicle maintenance or any other chart of account. So that's a big advantage of our software. You don't have to put those in chart of accounts. You just have a chart of account that says vehicle maintenance and other maintenance. It'll make sense here in a moment. When you go to enter a bill or write a check, it'll look the same. You have the opportunity to pick that marketing type. So let's say that we have a vendor that we use for marketing. And I'll just pick any vendor here because it really won't matter. All right, so there we have a vendor, and we spent some money. Spent some money on what? Maybe spent some money on advertising and marketing. So in your chart of accounts, and I have smart filtering turned off, so we're seeing accounts in here that we probably normally wouldn't see, but in your chart of accounts, you might have something called advertising and marketing. And how much did you spend? Maybe you spent $885. And what was that for? So you want to type that in, and maybe it was direct mail. Something like that. Now, the important part is when you print your income statement, you're now going to have an $885 expense for advertising and marketing. That's fine. That's what any accounting software should be able to handle that. But what's unique here is your opportunity to pick the exact marketing type, such as the direct mail letter, or the newspaper ad, or the billboard, or whatever it happens to be. Now the software keeps track of all the money coming in and all the money going out and everything in between. So we'll give this some terms, type in a reference number. We would put in a memo. We might use a stage, and we would hit save and close. Now, when you go pay the bill, you don't have to worry about any of that because it's all done for you. So you don't have to worry about that when you pay the bill. If you are writing a check and there's no bill to pay, it works exactly the same way. You have your marketing selector right here. So if you are writing a check and you don't have a bill in place, it works the exact same way. If you're paying the bill, remember, it's done. You only have to do it once. You might also be entering a credit card charge and there's no bill to pay. Remember, in Total Office Manager, you can pay a bill with a check or a credit card or ACH. But let's say you're entering a credit card from scratch. You bought a roll of stamps. It works exactly the same way. You pick the chart of account, you pick the marketing, and now we're tracking all the money you're spending on marketing. We, of course, are tracking all the money coming in due to marketing and everything in between. And what's in between? Well, let's go back and take a look at that real quick. Lists, marketing. There's the direct mail piece. Double click to open. I could have right clicked, gone to history. And here is everything we would ever want to know about that marketing campaign. Unlike software programs that don't have full accounting, we, of course, can mix full accounting with all of the sales activity. Here we can see every sale that ever took place, every work order, accounts payable activity, sales opportunities. We can see our closure rate, cost per lead, cost per sale, etc. Go back to AP. There's the bill that we entered. Double click that. Now, if we forgot to select a marketing type, we can fix it easily, assuming you have permissions. And even if you do, that's written to the audit trail. And that's how you track your marketing expenses. Now, remember, this isn't about sales activity, but you have a complete sales opportunity management system, and all of that activity, estimates, leads, etc., is incorporated into this direct mail piece, and you have information about all of that. In addition to that, there's plenty of reports, and there's an opportunity to make a custom report, but you might do this one. Let's do all. And this would give you more detailed information about that particular marketing type and others. And there's other reports. Let's go back to that asset we talked about and deal with it. Let's say that we want to enter a credit card charge. You dropped a credit card charge on my desk. And the card is for, we'll say it's for the American Express card, and it's Philip 66. The software says, do you want to recall the last transaction for this vendor? In this case, it makes sense to say yes. It already picked the gas and oil, but it wasn't 41.33. It might have been 58.22. Everything else is good. Maybe the job is not right. Maybe it's no job. So I could clear that. The department could be different. But the asset is the important thing. Now we're tracking not only the cost of this asset, how much it costs to buy it, but we're tracking how much it costs to own it. Gas, oil changes, maintenance. Had we replaced the tires, we would have entered the credit card charge and picked the asset. If we had put new wheels and tires on our forklift, we would have found the forklift and selected it. If we had bought a new hard drive for one of our computers, we would have gone and selected the computer. And then we have great tracking on all of these things. And what does that look like? Oh, duplicate. Let's change the reference number. And it should be happy now. Let's go back to the company asset manager, vehicle number 1. Open that up just so we can see it. I could have right-clicked and done this, or I could have gone to the menu, asset history. But just like we saw with marketing, we would be able to see all of our bills and credits for that matter. You would see all purchase order activity, everything financial related. You're going to see the year-to-date cost of ownership, the total cost of ownership. Look at that. That number really jumped, didn't it? Why did it jump? That's not gasoline. Well, that $45,000 it includes the purchase price and all the gasoline, maintenance, etc. Year-to-date revenue, I won't get into how to do that. There's other videos for that, but we do have the ability to lease our assets. Year-to-date miles, cost per mile, 57 cents per mile. You go to some seminar, they spend half a day trying to figure out how much it costs to own a vehicle. You already know. It's right here. You can tell them mine's 57 cents, 98 cents, whatever the number happens to be. How does it know that? Because mobile users, timesheet users can enter their odometer readings. And we're picking up all of that information. That's one of the advantages of having full-blown, all-in-one software with real accounting built in. People say they have all-in-one software. How do you have all-in-one software when there's 15 different add-ons that the company doesn't make, including accounting and payroll? All of that flows in here. So this is the odometer readings can come from the timesheet, which comes from payroll. So that's how you do it. It's easy as that. You've also got reports. You also have your custom report builder, and there's videos on that. So that concludes this short video on how to track marketing expenses and expenses related to assets such as vehicles. It's just that simple. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you very much.